Good afternoon, guys. So, as promised, I am going to read to you my journal. Today is 4:15. I have a journal entry of 4:14. Let me show it to you guys. All this stuff that I wrote. You guys are gonna have to keep up with me. If you've been following me, you're gonna know a little bit. And on my YouTube channel, there's videos from before, from a couple of years ago, and I stopped posting because I went bananas in pajamas. Anyways, so April 14, 2014, guys. Let's see. All right. So it says, "Good afternoon, selfie. I had different types. Queen, selfie, entries, all different types. This time it's selfie type. Writing to myself. Says, good afternoon, selfie. I can say I'm the happiest girl right now. So let me tell you, I started writing the introduction to this book. So I have a lot of stuff to write. Yes, guys, I'm going to write a book, journal type, to express my feelings about being bipolar. Annika was very supportive. Annika she passed of cancer. She was a co-worker of mine, and she believed in me. That's what I needed. People that would support me and not laugh at the idea that an immigrant like me can become a famous writer someday. I'm only 33 years old. I feel awesome right now. I know now how to take care of myself. See, guys, I went through some physical changes that caused a chemical imbalance in my brain. When we lose weight, we go through a physical change as well as chemical. All these mechanisms are happening in your body that you are unaware of. I was detoxing with the product Sweet, which had 7 herbs. Forgot all 7 of them, but they're herbs, and when you heal with herbs and detox with herbs, something magical happens. So I didn't know that, but shit started happening. Let's continue. Let's see, what was it? Okay, so it says, that would have been my guess when I was diagnosed with a chemical imbalance disorder. But guess what, guys? That was, you see, there was more to it. You see, I read a lot. I feel everything is connected. When an author or anyone recommends a book, you should read it. There may be some help for you in that book. I have so many books. It's not even funny. I love to read. Now I have them on my phone. I carry all of them around. That's how I came about a lot of information. Information I wasn't looking for as well. I was not looking for shit. It shit just started popping up. In my first trance, I remember writing, taking notes like if I was in school. My pen, like I said previously, was taken over. Something that is called automatic writing. I don't know if anybody knows about automatic writing. That's like when you just let spirit take over and spirit writes through you. It was nonstop. So in my journal, I write down all my thoughts and feelings. But this time I was writing information about my country. It's like I was being taken back to my roots, which I love, by the way. Loved it. All the way back. It was a magical moment. I didn't know what was happening then. I know now. In my spiritual awakening, I was able to go back. This all happened through, actually, what? This all happened when I was meditating. Meditation changed my life forever. I started meditating back when I was starting my project, which was my project Reconnect with Project 3, Reconnect with Mother Earth. Well, I was really getting into my project when it was suddenly interrupted. It was interrupted by evil forces. Yes, sir. I feel forces greater than us pushed me over the edge. How can I say those things? You guys must be asking yourselves. I say this because that's what I believe in. I believe in the paranormal activity. I have had some experiences that are quite scary. Oh my God. I'll keep reading. In the journal it comes out. That are quite scary. What I felt and saw, no one can tell me that I didn't, because they weren't in my mind. I believe in the supernatural. Do you guys want to know why? Well, let me tell you guys how. In one of my first trances, I saw my dead grandma. Did not scare me at all, as a matter of fact. At all. Instead, I waved at her, smiled at her, waved at her. It was really emotional. Did not get to see her. Did not get to say goodbye to her when she passed, because we were here. I was 14. We were here without any papers. Immigrants, undocumented, illegal, aliens. So that's why I really never believed my grandma was dead, because I never saw her dead, never saw her body physically until I visited her tomb back home years ago. Anyways, let me continue. I wasn't clear at that time what happened, until now, of course. That encounter has left me traumatized for the rest of my life. It has caused a major change in my life. I never had experienced this type of activity. Let me tell you a story on how this experience changed my outlook in life. You guys must be asking yourselves, what does bipolar have to do with paranormal activity? Let me explain my situation to you. After my awakening and third eye opening because of meditation and detoxing with herbs, I started feeling weird stuff in my body. I didn't know at that time that my body was going through a change. Turns out that my pineal gland was decalcifying. Pineal gland. Look that up, guys. Look it up, please. So I went to my school, to my teacher, to let her know of my change. That's Desi. She was one of the admins at Florida College of Natural Health that helped me through this. Let's see, where was I? She said it was normal. Sometimes I don't understand my writing. She said, don't think you are going crazy, because you're not. One night I was in my room trying to sleep when I first saw her. Now at this point, I don't know if it was her. Why you guys must be asking. I'm not sure what I'm writing. Well, simply because after all the reading and researching I have done, I have my doubts. After reading the practice of Chakras and Shamanism by Susan Wright. I believe I can safely say I was initiated into the spirit world that night. There's something called a dark night of the soul. Look that up. I'm gonna tell you everything to look up. I'm not giving you answers. I'm giving you, just throwing you little, like a worm, so you guys catch it and run with it. You guys look for it. Do your research. I don't want you guys to tell me, oh, Scarlett said so. No, I didn't say shit. It's all in the damn books. It's in the internet. Research. Now we have time. People fucking talking shit that we never had time. Yeah, we didn't have time. The only time I had to do all this research was when I went bananas. I was home doing nothing. So what I do? Go into the internet and started searching. I try to understand why the fuck these motherfucking doctors telling me, excuse my language, that I'm bipolar. And then I'm gonna have to be on medication for the rest of my life, and I was not going to be able to have any more children. Reason why I'm not with Steven anymore. Reason why I had to let him go. Because of a doctor. Who the fuck, or why the fuck are we going to let anybody, just because they have a fucking title, tell us shit about our body when we fucking know our body? Anyways, let's continue because I could go on and on. Okay. I needed to find out who and what and why did this apparition occur to me. I wasn't looking for it. Let's go back a bit so I can update you guys on what is going on. Mind you, I have already written from before. I started in 2013, so this is already a year into my writing. Let's see. Update. Okay. Let's go back a bit so I can update you guys on what is going on. See, events leading up to my diagnosis were quite interesting. This is how the story goes. After our eviction, I was evicted and going to live with my sister. I couldn't fathom we were there. Happens to everybody. 2 times we ended at my sister's house. Let me tell you guys what happened the first. I was happy at the time in my life. I had accomplished my goal of becoming a therapist. I was working at the Mayfair Hotel and Spa. I was having fun even though I was living with my family at my sister's. We had figured it was going to be a couple of months before we got back on our feet. I wanted more out of life, and I saw my fiance wasn't moving at the same pace as I was being ambitious. I had a job at the spa before I graduated. Steven, on the other hand, was still working as a chef instead of looking for a job in what he went to school for. I felt he was being lazy. I, on the other hand, wanted to conquer the world. What I'm about to expose is very personal. I wish not to be seen as something I'm not. I must say I'm human, and I can make any type of mistake. My mistake was huge. It was not what we had in mind to go through when we were at my sister's house. I loved it there though. During this hardship period, I met someone else. I'm able to write about this in my personal journal. I chose to tell my story like it is. I will tell you guys that you can love other people besides your significant other. I was still in love with Steven, but he was lacking on our future. I didn't see him motivated enough. He had to man up. My mistake was on meeting someone else. This other man was an amazing person to me. He made me understand that you just don't throw things away in a flash. What I mean by that is that I wanted to thrive and was willing to pay any price for it. I was at a point to let go of anything and everything that was not being supportive. I basically wanted a new beginning, with or without Steven. One thing that I always told Steven: do not look for answers that you do want the answers to. He found shit on my phone. He went through my phone and found a text I sent to my friend about the man, the other gentleman. He figured it out and questioned me. At this point, didn't give a fuck really. It was bad. I was in deep. I couldn't escape the lie. So I came clean. He couldn't believe I had cheated on him. Yes, guys. Us women cheat as well. And it actually fucks men up even more. Why is that? I don't know. But we all make mistakes. I'm not going to blame anyone. Just like men say, it's just happened. Okay. Now I understand why it happened. It was to make our relationship stronger. It was a tough time, but Steven found it in his heart to forgive me. I don't know how, but he did. I can truly say he forgave me from the bottom of his heart. He has been taking care of me like no other man has, especially when I went crazy and scared the shit out of him. I thought me going insane was karma for what I did to Steven. It's probably karma for a whole bunch of shit I did. But hey, we pay our dues. But now, I know it wasn't. Karma wasn't it. It was my curiosity of asking too many questions and explanations. God decided to answer a couple of them. After that ordeal, we managed to move into a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse, hoping for my mom to come live with us. Well, we moved in June of 2012, and we're happy as hell. I love that home like no other. Since my mom didn't come live with us for different reasons I can read about later, this home was fantastic. It was a townhouse. On the second floor were my daughter's room and our room. Downstairs was my massage room. It was beautiful. I was ready to start my business and project in that house. Weird things started happening in that house. I would hear things as well. I thought it was my neighbors making different types of noises. One day, I was upstairs alone, waiting for Steven. I thought I heard him. I screamed out loud his name and no one answered. To me, that was scary because I heard the door downstairs open. I would hear footsteps all the time. I thought I was going insane. Needless to say, I was going to become insane in a couple of months. So in that house, My neighbor told me my neighbors used to actually live there in that house with a lady that did spirit work in that room, as a matter of fact. She was what you call when you call in Spanish espiritista, one that reads the cards and all that good stuff. Anyways, so that energy was in the house. God knows what all the type of work she did in there. Anyways, so we moved in and everything was fine until Steven lost his job. Yes, so I had to take care of the household while he looked for a better job in his field. I was fine with that, but I don't know what it says there. I was fine with that, but bills caught up to us. I was stressing a bit. About shit. See, I got my handwriting. I was stressing a bit about nothing I can handle. I don't know. I was always able to deal with stress before quite well. I had been a single mother for a while before Steven appeared in my life. Even though we were going through hardships, we were close and we were happy to be together. We would smoke every night for our stress level to go down. It took a couple of months to get back on our feet, but we did. We were even starting a company with Amway. Amway is an MLM company. Got into that thing. Actually learned a lot of stuff. And that's when my mind switched from a worker to an entrepreneur. Doesn't necessarily have to work for an MLM, be part of an MLM company for you to be an entrepreneur. You can become one yourself. Create your own shit. Create. We're here to fucking create. Okay. Like I mentioned before, our Amway mentors gave us material to study over. I wanted to be in charge of this project because I felt I was more of a people person than Steven. I was excited to start this project. I was excited to start this project. This project came at me at the perfect time. I had quit my job at the Mayfair Hotel and Spa. Steven was happy. I did. And so was I. So, that was April 14, 2014. You could say 6 years ago. Look at where we're at now. I let go of Steven. He got married and he had a child. That's when you love somebody. When you know you have to let them go so they can be happy. I didn't know if I was gonna survive, but I'm well and alive, and I'm here to just spill the beans. I have shit written down. Oh look, 4/15, 2014. Should I read this one? Yeah, I'm gonna read it. So, good afternoon, Sophie. It's a beautiful day today. I slept until late because last night there was a full red moon and my Steven wanted to see it. He woke up He woke up during the witching hours, which is like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I was told by 2 sources that means when the spirits are out. They should know about those matters. They have They have a Santos Crown. I'm out by the pool today. It's kind of hot. Here, it's kind of hot here in Miami. So that was the short entry, 4/15, 2014, which today is 4/15, 2020. So the vision that I had back then is coming to life. Actually, we're living it now. I will post, and I shall continue posting. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think, and just subscribe to my channel so I could just share my stuff with you, my life, you know, sharing our situations. Just I had a conversation today with a old friend of mine from high school, and she went through similar stuff I went through. Difference was she got therapy, I did not. Therapy is very important when we go through any trauma. I have gone through, or I've been in trauma or experienced trauma since very young. As a matter of fact, since the womb. I came from Nicaragua, migrated. I was 5 years old. We crossed the border. That was not a beautiful trip, journey, whatever you want to call it. A lot of us that are immigrant children, I speak for myself, but I know when I've spoken to a couple, we still have nightmares. I have nightmares. I have nightmares with water. I have nightmares with the river. I have nightmares. When we don't take care, or trauma is not treated, you will lose your mind at some point in your life. I lost mine at the age of 32. I am 39 now. It took me 7 years since I was diagnosed 2013. It was like January 2013. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Was told I was never going to be able to get off medication, that I was going to have to be on medication for the rest of my life, and that I was mental. I'm not mental. Nobody freaking tells me I'm mental. I'll show you mental, but I'm not mental. You know, we all have our shit. We all have characters, personalities. The ones that know me well know, yes, I'm a little firecracker, but I'm also very loving. I have lots of love. It's all about love, peace and love. I was always laughing in school, you know, but always kept my distance. But were reasons why, and those reasons I'm telling you guys as we go through my journal, as I share with you my life and how I was able to get off medication. I've been off medication for the past 3 years. No medication whatsoever. Only thing my medicine is cannabis. It's been since then. Steven taught me about it. So I don't put anything in my body unless I research. But sometimes we make mistakes, and drugs can alter your mind. Molly altered mine. It took me way up there, and I didn't want to come back down. that was the trigger. That's what triggered all my mental health. And all my demons started coming up. And I did not know what to do with them. I had to learn how to deal with them, find out why I had them. And I'm gonna share all that with you guys. So subscribe to my channel so we can continue our journey, my journey with you guys, because now you guys are part of it. And I'll check you guys out soon with another post. Have a great day.